Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Fast Grass Getting Girls to Gather Their Goods and Get On Down to the Hoedown. Uncle Gary recently put Red Solo Cup by Toby Keith on repeat and is making everyone around him extremely irritable episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
I'm Matthew the Professor Smith.
And there is Matthew the Professor Smith, a.k.a. Matthew Jeremy Smith. How are you,
Round two.
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
I'm good, man. I've been really just kind of thriving, staying alive. We haven't seen you in
10 months.
Has it been 10 months?
10 months.
Jesus Christ. I was telling you before the show started, someone told me you died.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Oh, I thought I heard something about like a bus band. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was it sounded like a rock and roll way to go, though.
It's not out of the realm of reality, honestly.
No, man, but you've been busy. So the last time we saw you, you were on board the Cameron. I always have to pause. Cameron Tabor band.
That's correct.
Because I always feel like I'm going to say it wrong. Since the 10 months ago when we saw you then, you've since left and have now started with a new project. Correct. And I always want to say Yellow Card. It's not Yellow Card.
Yeah.
I said Yellow Card in front of him like a minute ago. I don't know why.
There's not a soccer hooligan in the whole band.
But you started this new project, which is called, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the Yellow
Banks.
Yellow Banks.
Oh,
See,
he's got a CD for you.
Why I wanted to say Yellow Band, I don't know why. But I'll be honest with you. Whenever you hit us up on Messenger and I was like, yeah, I'll check this out. I checked it out, dude, and it's like way faster than Cameron Tabor. Like like considerably faster. But I like it a lot.
Thanks, man.
Seriously,
Appreciate
dude.
that.
So like,
what are we drinking on, Brian?
oh yeah, and again, for back-to-back weeks, we are in the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye, malted rye realm yet again. Actually, all three of us are. So cheers to that. But yeah, dude, so you've been busy.
Yeah, I can't believe it's only been 10 months.
You got married while...
I did. I got married end of September. Last time I was on, as we were closing the show, I was telling people to never give up and keep, whatever their creative dream was, to stay at that. And I'd mentioned that I'd gone through a breakup. Well, I wasn't single very long, and I met a lady. She's amazing. She has a master's degree in economics.
Oh, she's a lot smarter than me.
She's a lot smarter than me.
Oh yeah, that's the way you want it.
It's
That's the best way. It keeps you out of trouble, dude.
For sure. Her name is Gwendolyn, and
I like that.
Yeah, she's older than I am. She's 21 years older than I am.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and she's lived an amazing life. Just she's been to Europe. And she was wildly successful in her field, and she's done it all, seen it all. And so in our first years together, we've been from Key West to San Jose.
Wow.
I love Key West, dude.
Huge, yeah.
Key West, but dude, is there water more clear on ocean water more clear on planet Earth than in Key West? I swear to God.
Like, if there is, I haven't seen it.
Maybe the Mediterranean, maybe.
Well, I was going to say, just being with somebody that's well-traveled, well-versed, and then you getting more travel and stuff, I'm sure that affects your music as well.
Certainly. My world is expanded because of this woman.
Did you ever hear about, I forgot what album it was that David Grohl recorded with Foo Fighters? I think it was not the most recent one, but like 2 albums ago, where he like traveled all across the world. He went to like Louisiana and like checked out music they made down in like the bayou, and then he went down to like Africa, South America, China, and like different places, and looked at like how they're doing music abroad everywhere. And then for every place he went to, he wrote a song about that was influenced by that like
That's cool.
That like that kind of that style.
The regional.
I thought that was pretty. Yeah, the regional influence. It was pretty neat. So I bet her travels have kind of, and you now traveling with her, that probably is giving you a fair amount of influence.
Sure. I am seeing new things, and my world is getting bigger. But, when it comes to writing songs, though, it's again, we're talking about the basics of human emotions and the things that we feel in nature. So those are all kind of universal things, but it's nice to be able to go to different areas and see different lives, different lifestyles, for sure. Because Key West was way different, the little bitty streets, there's chickens in the road, and then I come back to Kentucky with broader streets and chickens in the road. So,
yeah, wildly accurate.
Yeah,
just like a Kentucky with clearer water,
right,
and more teeth.
I thought
I mean, man, a lot more fruit action happening down there in Key West. I feel like maybe more teeth. Every time we interview somebody from Kentucky, I got to kind of give them a little bit of shit. Shout out to Henderson. So,
for real.
No, man. So, I guess, I don't know. How do you want to conduct this whole? Well, you've been on the show before.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. So, episode 10 months ago.
119.
119. I don't know why. Cannot remember that number. Episode 119. So go back and check that out, guys. But you're familiar with our kind of layout.
Yeah.
So we kind of like get that we cohort somebody to come into our studio and we talk to them for an hour. But before we get to know more about them, we do the
Death of the Week.
Death of the Week. Tom, if you'd be so kind.
The Death of the Week.
This week's Death of the Week brought to you by Thedaysgrimm.com. There's like 4 pictures on there, 3 of which are t-shirts and merch. Get on there and just spend $20 and help us keep this thing afloat. We're taking on water. Okay, so that being said, this week's Death of the Week. Nutty Putty Cave was a hot spot for underground explorers until one spelunker got trapped inside. Now, I will preface this with it is a longer article than we're used to reading. So just bear with me, Tom. But that also being said, the name of the cave was just too good to pass up. So here we go. Always loved spelunking with his family. His father frequently took him and his brother Josh on caving expeditions in Utah when they were kids. The boys learned to love the underground depths and their dark beauty. Unfortunately, first expedition into Nutty Putty Cave, southwest of Utah Lake and about 55 miles from Salt Lake City, was his last. After entering Nutty Putty Cave on November 24, 2009, soon got stuck in a narrow passageway. For 28 hours, rescuers tried frantically to free him, but to no avail. On November 25, died inside Nutty Putty Cave. Then its owners sealed the cave with body inside to prevent a tragedy like this from ever happening again. Now they go into some detail, and here's a picture of entering the cave. So just to give you an idea, and this is like a broad opening to the cave. They get much more narrower than that. Much more narrow. Entered Nutty Putty Cave at around 8 p.m. local time on the evening of November 24, 2009, a few days before Thanksgiving. Age 26 at the time, and Josh, 23, along with 9 other friends and family members, decided to explore Nutty Putty Cave as a way to connect with each other ahead of the holiday. At age 26, in the prime of his life, he was married, had a 1-year-old daughter, and was attending medical school in Virginia. He had come back home to Utah to spend some time relaxing and holiday time with his family. Things did not go according to plan. It has been years since was in any cave, and also at 6 feet tall and 200 pounds, he wasn't the little kid he used to be. About an hour into caving expedition, decided to find the Nutty Putty Cave formation known as the Birth Canal, a tight passage that spelunkers must crawl through carefully if they dare. He found what he thought was the Birth Canal and inched his way into the narrow passage, head first, moving forward with using his hips, stomach, and fingers But within minutes, he realized he made a grave mistake.
Literally.
And here's the actual birth canal. That is the actual birth. So anyways, knew he was now just about stuck and had no room to turn around. He didn't even have room to wiggle back out the way he'd come. He had to try and press forward. He tried to exhale air. This part, it gets really gnarly here. If you're claustrophobic, just like skip forward like 5 minutes, because I get tight-chested even reading this. So he, with no other option but to press forward, he tried to exhale air in his chest so that he could fit through a space that was barely 10 inches across and 18 inches high. But when John inhaled again and his chest puffed back out, he got stuck for good. His brother was the first to find him, tried to pull him out at his brother's calves with no avail, but John slid down into the passage even further, becoming trapped worse than before. His arms were now pinned beneath his chest, and he couldn't move at all. And it kind of goes on into more grave detail, but essentially, and there's several pictures along too while we're talking about this, Tom, if you just kind of want to like scroll up and down and through them. But here is basically the entryway, and that's actually right there.
No, it's not.
That's not?
It's Emily.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was...
This is the entrance. But have you seen any videos of people going spelunking?
Fuck, bro.
Fuck,
dude.
I've spent some time in the birth canal, but
I mean, bro, dude. Hey, you ever see Are you a horror movie guy?
I'm not.
There's a horror movie about spelunking called As Above, So Below. That movie will take you for a trip. But essentially, yeah, like, I mean, some of these fits, and look at these.
Oh,
this is the average passageway, but they do
trap passage.
They do get tighter than that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and they call this one the Scout Trap Passage because two Boy Scouts, separate different events, both got stuck in that very canal. So they call it the Boy Scout Trap Passage or the Scout Trap Passage.
Yeah, you don't get a badge for that.
Nah, dude, just rockets.
Wow.
Just blowing people up with rockets to the face. I know, and I'm sorry that one was so long, by the way, but like I started reading it and more like my chest started getting tight, and I was like,
watching the videos of them give me anxiety.
This is
it's
too
like,
good to
who
not
does this?
read.
Like,
you ever been spelunking?
I've
Matt?
been in Mammoth Cave. I wouldn't call it spelunking. I wasn't.
You've never like crawled through holes in caves and stuff?
There was some washouts under some bluffs close to the house I grew up in. And so I would belly crawl through some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the bottom was not solid. Like it was mud. If I was to become trapped, I could dig down and make it and get to where I could turn around and get out of that thing.
When I graduated high school, my dad had that cabin by USI, and there was a creek, and we followed it till it ended, and then there was a hole.
Yeah.
And we went underneath it, and it goes all the way underneath USI's parking lot. Like you can go down. Like, I mean, you can't see. We got so far, and you couldn't see light from either side, and there, like, you'd look up, and you could see like the storm drains in the parking lot and stuff, and we went all the way out to the other side. But like, dude, about halfway through, you're like, I want to turn around. You got like 6 people behind you. You can't turn around.
Yeah,
dude, that's too much. Like, I'm not a spelunker, like in any facet. I'm
trying to get married in a cave.
I find it fascinating. Why would you want to get married in a cave?
Dude, my last name's Grimm. I'm trying to get married on Halloween, and I'm trying to get married in a cave.
Are you a vampire?
I'm just trying to do something
He's
different.
a little pale.
That's this week's Death of the Week, brought to you by Thedaysgrimm.com. Don't go spelunking. Dude, I'm glad we really got through that together as a team. You know what I mean? My chest is tight. Does claustrophobia not bother you? Do you have like an irrational fear or something like that?
No, I don't go looking for it.
What about you, Tom? Did you do okay through that? Tight spaces don't bother you?
Talking about them doesn't bother me, but like if I was in one of those caves, I'm sure I would definitely need some clip-in.
Dude, they're literally crawling through holes like that, and that's how
they got gaps that are like flat that only like
and like he was saying, he's a well-versed spelunker. He like knew to like exhale the air out of his lungs so he could get that little bit of extra. Like, no, I'm not. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Fuck it. No.
Yeah.
Fuck that. All right, so glad we got through that as a team.
So last time we had you on, the band hadn't recorded in a while, And you were thinking about going solo. So you want to like walk us through that little thinking about going solo? You're writing music for yourself?
Sure, yeah. It was a transitional time, and I've been called to do this my whole life, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. And last episode, I was saying, you know, whatever you want, whatever your dream is, pursue it. Go do it. There's enough room at the top. You can be successful being you. And I had full intentions of cutting tracks and releasing them under my name with the band. And I had started rehearsing that band. I had some really good players there. Jeff Stevens came in to play drums. Grant Carter was playing guitar. He'd been with me at the Cameron Tabor band. Mm-hmm. And Willie Garrett was coming, and he was going to like co-share vocal duties as we got this thing off the ground and started writing. And but I needed work. You know, I'm a bassist. That's what I do. And I had recently lost my job, and a band offered me 200 shows. And that is a ton. That's
like a full year's worth of work.
Absolutely it is. And I was ready. You know, yeah. I was newly single, newly unemployed. And I thought, okay, this is the path. So I started playing these shows, and I was playing a lot of music I did not like. There's this cheesy country stuff that's out there.
Is that common in Kentucky, though, you think? Like, if there was like a type of music to come from Kentucky, I would think country.
Sure. Country music is, well, it's the fastest growing genre of music and has been for over a decade, like worldwide. I don't know if it's something to do with our technological advances that make us kind of look back. Like mid-century modern is super popular in architecture and interior design right now because it reminds us of a time when there was a little bit more substance in our societies. And so I have this theory that the faster and farther we go with technology, the more we reach for the dirt, you know, those things of substance. And for people in their 20s, you know, that can be, well, it'd be early 30s now. It could be like 90s country. Yeah. Like, I remember my grandparents playing that, or my parents playing that.
Shit, yeah, dude. Shout out to Garth Brooks.
Then 9/11 happened and changed country music forever.
Shit, yeah, dude.
I feel like it did. Lucky. 9/11 changed country music.
Oh, dude. Hey, to the king,
Toby
dude.
Keith stuff.
Yeah. Shout out, dude. R.I.P. Also, don't watch the TikTok on our feed about Toby Keith. It did not age well. Anyways, but yeah, rest in peace to him. He was one of the GOATs, dude.
So you mentioned going back to like the dirt, grabbing dirt.
Substance.
Have you ever tried like grounding?
Yes, I have.
Feet in the dirt?
Like
actual grounding.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I firmly believe in that. Like none of this sounds country as shit, but I'm juicing vegetables again now.
Okay.
Beets, carrots, celery for all the different reasons. You know, there's a picture that goes around the internet about vegetables and fruits being shaped like the things that they help. And you cut a beet in half, and it looks like a human heart.
Yeah.
And it bleeds all over the place.
Yeah, it makes a mess.
You know, so when you put that beet juice in, I don't know if I know you're an athlete. If you haven't tried this, you got to try this.
I hate beets. God damn.
Oh man, you juice those beets.
You ever slept with an onion in your socks?
No, dude.
I didn't think
they say it pulls out toxins through your feet or whatever.
Just an onion cut up in the room is supposed to pull some toxins out of you.
I have a fun fact about onions. I learned this only like in the latter part of last year. When you're chopping onions and you get that stink on your fingers, you know how to get rid of it?
I have an idea, but
do you know how to get rid of it, Tom?
I assume lick them.
No, rub them on stainless steel. So like I have a stainless steel sink. Mm-hmm. So if you get onion on anything, whatever it is about stainless steel, the polarization of it and the high acidity of onions or whatever, but it like you'll rub that steel and just give them a quick sniff. Completely gone.
Gotcha.
Completely gone. So weird. But
that's why Pantera named that album "Rubbing the Steel."
Rubbing the Steel. It's about onions, dude.
Yeah, the whole thing.
So you got into juicing and stuff in this time?
Sure. Yeah, I've done it a couple of times in the past, and trying to get over this illness. You know, illnesses are more aggressive now. You know, it's not because I'm getting older. It's
because nobody's finishing their damn antibiotics.
That's part of it. Sure.
Facts.
You know. So there's some antiviral qualities to these vegetables, and as we're bombarded by all these man-made things. To keep the cancer genes turned off, we need to put in more natural-made things, like massive amounts of it. So it comes back to this juicing stuff. I ate some kale today, and I've been drinking beets and celery and whatnot.
You on the microgreens?
I'd eat them.
I can fuck with kale. It kind of has a weird like oceanic taste to it, but I can fuck with kale. Like it just has a weird flavor to it. But beets, dude, I'm out.
But you feel healthier.
Oh, for sure. When I see that Tough Mudder band up there, when I was training for my Tough Mudder, I was doing a lot of cycling. I was riding 7 miles to work and back. And, and when I was on the beats, man, it was like I could put the gas down max and hold it there.
On them beats, boy.
Until I got home. Like it was crazy how good the power was.
I'm actually, fun story, not that anybody really gives a fuck about what I'm about to say, but I'm getting ready for a 30-mile race a foot race, and so it's technically an ultra, but like fucking barely, because a marathon is 26.2 miles, and this one's 31 miles. So
I gotcha.
Barely an ultra, but I'm getting ready for it, and I have to do like big runs back to back. So like Friday I did 5 and change, almost 6 miles, and then I like laid down, chilled out, went to bed, woke up Saturday, went and did 9 and change.
Okay.
And at some point rolled my fucking ankle. Thus the duct tape on
I was looking at that.
On my fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So woke up Sunday with a I had it wrong. Thursday, Friday, and then woke up Saturday with a gnarly fucking lump on my damn.
I think Dr. Dre needs to start a beat farm. Beats by Dre.
Shit, dude.
He sold Beats to Apple.
He's missing out on a market there.
Really is.
I'm just saying. But speaking of beats, dude, let's get back to the tunes, the music.
Yeah.
So you get offered 200 shows.
Yeah.
You buy some equipment.
Dude, can we say the name of this group?
What?
Rather not.
Probably shouldn't.
Probably not. Okay.
The dude.
And what town are they from?
He's going through life. It was up north. We played a lot of shows in Madison, Indiana, and Madison, Indiana has got its own music scene happening right now.
From Madisonville to Madison, Indiana.
Yeah,
look at you, dude. Look at you.
Making moves.
All
the Madisons. Hit them up.
Yeah.
Anywhere that's named Madison.
So what part of this story is that I was playing shows with them, hadn't really committed, and we played this show. It was at the Whiskey River Motocross Jamboree, and that was August 27th of 2022. And the band that I was playing with, they played a lot of commercial country. And dude was is a great showman. He would like bust beers and make them spray up in the air and slam them on the ground. Everybody go nuts. And handsome guy. He had that 90s country thing going on. And I really believe, I mean, he could be a success in country music. The only thing stopping him is circumstances. But we played this show with a band called Whiskey Richards and the Shindiggers, and this will be important later. That band was made up of 5 guys from Owensboro, and we played this thing. It was up in Carrollton, Kentucky, and it was a motocross jamboree. Is like a big trail and anything you wanted to put on it.
Yeah,
mountain bike, Baja Bug, 4-wheeler, whatever. So it was a cool place to be. We played this show with Whiskey Richards and the Shindiggers. And the lead singer.
Tight name. That's a tight name. Shindiggers.
What is a shindigger? Go ahead and continue on.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
gonna look it up.
No, absolutely. Sorry.
Yeah.
You want me to refill it, top you off?
Sure, why not?
But you were saying, so you go and play this show at the
Yeah. And it had 3 members in that band that would become the Stray Dogs of Owensboro. And the band I'm playing with is out of Owensboro. So we got to know each other right then, and one of those guys was Colt Rickard. And I'll come back to Colt after we get into this a little bit. So we play this show, and we have a good response, and everybody's there on like the back of pickup trucks and sitting on 4-wheelers, and we're drinking and having a good time. And the singer says, man, let's do this. You know, I've got a booking agent. I'm going to play 200 shows next year. I want you. And at the time, I was like, well, I just lost my job and I'm single, and here's this opportunity. Let's do it. So I told him, yeah, let's do this. And
he's operating out of where? Like, where is band
Owensboro,
practice?
really close to Madison, Indiana. I think it's Carrollton, Kentucky. That's where the motocross thing was.
Okay.
Way up north.
And you're staying down in
Madisonville, Kentucky.
Which is a what commute?
It's 4 hours.
Shoot.
It's 4 hours to go to band practice. And I was down.
Damn, boy.
And so I knew I needed a Prius, and we were talking about...
I knew I needed a Prius, dude.
You know, nobody...
Those words have never been said by a human being ever.
Oh, gosh. Nobody wants a Prius. You know, they know they need one.
It was at that moment I knew I needed a Prius. No, I'm just fucking. Yeah. No, it's funny how you said it. But
Well,
so you load up and you go all in on a Prius.
Yeah, I got my Prius catching gear on and went out in the wild.
Hell yeah, dude.
And got one in Atlanta. I flew to Atlanta. And that was the last time I talked to Cameron Tabor, actually. I was getting on the plane, and he called me, and he said, man, I just woke up. And I said, what are you talking about? It's like 11 o'clock.
Oh, I know this story.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
talked about it on the last
Yeah,
podcast. This is how close all this is. And I said, it's 11 o'clock. And he goes, no, I just woke up. Like, meaning I've just realized
A revelation.
everything that's happened here.
Yeah.
You know, because we had 5 years and 100,000 plays, all this time and money invested in making this thing work.
And a killer music video that you helped direct.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It is my crowning creative achievement.
It was beautiful.
Much appreciated. A lot of hours and sweat went into that thing. And I got on that plane, and that's the last I ever heard of Cameron Tabor. And got that Prius and brought it home.
What color is this Prius? I gotta know.
It was black.
That's hot.
I mean,
If you're going Prius, murder it out.
I was going to, exactly.
Murder it out.
Lowered inch and a half.
Yeah.
Tint the lights, tint the whole thing.
Yeah.
One black stealth bomber coming down the road.
100%.
50 miles per gallon.
100%.
That's right.
You could do a motor swap on it, maybe. I don't know. Get you like
Hayabusa and some lithium batteries. That's right. You're chirping that CVT transmission, just the whole full range.
Dude, call Elon, hook it up, man. Call Elon and hook
Roasting
it up.
those 15-inch Steelies.
So you invest money in wheels to get from A to B.
Yeah.
And then you go to a practice, right?
Well, we have one practice, and then I'm working a landscaping job in Louisville because I'll go anywhere and do anything. You know, if I'm remotely qualified to do it, even if I'm not, I'll figure it out on the way.
And landscaping's one of those like weird jobs where like it can be backbreaking, but at the same point in time, there's like an artist feel to it that's like so aesthetically pleasing when you're finished.
Oh, yeah.
Like the sense of accomplishment you get.
There's something about edging a sidewalk that just
There's something
gets
about
me
edging in
fucking-
general, you know?
3/4.
Gets me fucking.
Gets you so close. Gets you right there, but
Yeah, dude. Edging. I think that's what you call it.
It is, actually, yeah. No Mormons are into it.
Dude, no, but no, that's actually a really good observation, Tom. Good on you for even realizing
so you're
that.
driving to Louisville doing...
Well, I was up in Louisville working on this place. I was working with a master, and he was running a mini excavator, and we reshaped this whole backyard. And I get a Facebook message, and it says, hey, we decided to go a different direction on bass. And I was like, I just spent $14,000.
Right.
And the guy goes, do you want to talk about it? And I was like, no, I don't. Really.
I'll tell my therapist about it and we'll call it a day.
Best we don't, brother. You know, how about that? Because I feel like if I get
God bless you.
Thank you. If someone's a group of someone's is just like, we're good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not in a positive headspace at that point in time. You know what I mean?
I was pretty angry about it because all this stuff works on a handshake. You don't get in contracts until you've got a product to sell, and even then, it's
Until
a little
money's
ways.
involved. Yeah,
Sure, yeah. It's all good faith, and I went out on good faith and invested in something, and now I'm so grateful that it didn't work out. Because the group had no original material at all, and part of what I was saying is like, okay, in the next couple of months, we need to release at least 5 original tracks.
Oh, they're doing all covers?
Yeah. And I gave him a starter song. I said, here, take this. And the guy said, what's the chords? And I said, I'm not giving you chords. You figure this out on your own.
Build it.
Like, here's a start to something. make it work for you. You're the lead guy.
Yeah.
You know, put your spin on it. And we never got that far.
God dang, dude, that sucks.
It was. I was feeling kind of defeated, but I had other good things going on in my life.
Did that moment, like when that happened, did you like, because you're already kind of in this time leading up to this, you, like you said, you were writing your own stuff, you were kind of prepping that way. So when this falling out happens, does that like add more to like your notebook of songs?
Well, it gave me a little bit to work with, but it gave me a lot more inspiration to do my own thing, you know. And I went back more determined to get this band rehearsed and go out on my own. And that was where all my energy was going. And then all of a sudden, James Elliott says, "Hey man, we need a bass player
from Yellowbanks."
From Yellowbanks, that's right. And James that I had talked over the years, he'd send me some songs, and they were pretty good. And I'd play through them a little bit, and I'd be too busy, or I just committed to 200 shows with this other guy,
right?
And so I'm dismissed, and James is in my inbox. He's like, "Hey, we need a bass player for this show," and I said, "Okay, cool." And he sends me the set list, and I show up to the show, and we just play it. You know, because I've played so many of these songs now at this point, and I have an idea of what country music does at this point. That if I'm in the key, I can keep it together. You know, country bass typically is not very complicated. So I play a couple shows with these guys, and it's going really well. And they asked me to join the band. We were up at Proud Mary in Lexington, which is a killer venue. It's a 2-story bar that's got an outdoor bar. They got a sand pit with volleyball nets and like trucks.
In Lexington?
Yes, in Lexington. And it's by the Kentucky River in between two bridges.
I gotta go.
Dude, they've got the best brisket. They've got crab legs. It is a killer place.
Is it called Proud Marion?
Proud Mary.
Oh, Proud Mary. That's why. Because you just put Proud Mary and you tard. No, yeah. So Proud. Well, I want.
Wow, is this the bar?
No, that is not the right place. Lexington.
You suck at Google, dude. You were crushing it for like 2 weeks, and now here we are. No, but I want to go to Lexington.
There
because,
you go, right there.
Yeah, I want to go to Lexington because obviously, you know, the Cats.
Oh yeah,
go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. No, but I think it'd be cool because I always hear so many. I got a buddy that's from Lexington.
Oh. It looks like a great place to play at, though. Like,
that's a killer spot.
It's a great place to play. The owners, they couldn't be more gracious.
And the food's good.
The food is incredible.
Yeah, look at this shit. Good
Admiral's
God.
Feast. Oh yeah, yeah. They're not playing. It's some of the best food I ever had in my life.
It flooded a few years ago.
It'll do that. It's on the river.
He said it'll do that.
Yeah.
He said that sand's all natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, there they are. There's
it's a
the
place.
Fucking bridge right behind it.
And dogs come in there. Kids come in there.
I thought you just meant like stray dogs.
Stray dogs.
I don't know. You're like, yeah, dogs come in too sometimes.
Sure.
They like music. No, but so you land this gig with them up here at this joint, and that's when you start talking about like, okay, let's make this full time.
Yeah, the guitarist Scott, six shot Scott. He goes, man, we've played a couple shows with us. I don't know how the rest of these guys feel, but I'm down for you to come and play bass.
He liked you.
He did.
The way you played.
He did. And what's crazy is I'd actually played with him years ago, and he forgot about it.
Damn.
We were at this party.
It was probably those 6 shots.
It probably was.
That's why he forgot, dude. I'm just teasing, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to, and you said his name is 6 Shot what?
Scott.
6 Shot Scott. That is hard to say.
And he's a killer guitarist. I've actually seen him kind of progress over the years. He didn't know I was paying attention, but I've been watching. And we were at this party that was put on by these people that put a music festival on. It was poorly attended. It rained that day, but it was called the Great American Motorcycle Revolution, and it was motorcycle racing and bands. And I was at this party and he was playing. He was there with this blues band, and
fucking love blues.
The owner introduced us, and she was like, "Scott, this is Matthew, the Professor Smith, and Matthew, this is Scott." And he was seated, and I was standing, and he didn't get up, and he goes, "I don't know you." And I said, "You're about to, son."
Sick.
And
this is a strong introduction. This is going well.
Yeah. Right.
Fuck yeah, you don't know me, dude.
That is one thing though, from like a generational point of view, is like men greet men like when you stand up and you shake their hands or whatever.
Yeah,
but like
like a
people
gentleman.
of like my generation don't necessarily know that. You know, they'll stay seated and shake your hand or whatever. They don't stand up.
Yeah,
and
and then
like,
I'll fucking punch them right in their fucking holster.
And you know, the Greeks wrote about that.
God damn.
Like they said, the youth does not stand to greet their elders anymore. You know, it is a generational thing that happens over and over and over. You know, and we ended up jamming that night, and I was like, "Man, this kid's good, but I never want to see this son of a bitch again."
Yeah,
and
just kind of off put by the intro,
and made this mental note. And after like our second show, I was like, "That's that guy."
Yeah,
and then he was the first one to be like, "Hey, I want you to be in the band." And it took me a couple more performances, and I was all like, "That is that guy."
to really lock it in. You're fuck, dude.
And it was like, now I'm in this band with this asshole. But he and I are super close today, you know, and we've talked about it and laughed about it. He'd had some drinks, and, you know, he didn't know me, you know.
But you were also right when you said when you're gonna.
Yeah.
You know
So,
what I mean?
That's right.
when you like kind of get invited to the band and make it official, do you, so like this new album, The Corner of the First and Lonely, like do you bring some like of your stuff to the table and then you guys like record it in this album?
Well, I've got some songs. The way that I write, my style is a little bit more Southern rock. It's a little bit more Southern fried. It's trashy trailer park
Dude,
shit.
hey, listen, that is my go-to. Dude, if you could make Leonard Skinner and Zach Brown band like mesh together and be the same band, that's my go-to.
Well, you'll love my shit. That's what that's all about.
Dude, I want to hear a trailer door closing in the background before the song starts.
I want to
Right.
hear a meth lab blow up in the background.
just dogs barking.
Yeah.
Somebody gets bit by a pit bull. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know why, but that sounds like a killer track, dude. You should think about that for an intro on an
Yeah.
album sometime. No, man, but I think there's something to what they had going. So this is all their original stuff,
This is all James
like pre
Elliott.
you.
This is everything James Elliott had written. And the composition, though, he plays the rhythm guitar.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a good manager knows that you don't have to know everything. You have a team that you rely on for each aspect of your organization's success.
Yep,
You're not trying to run the whole show. That's
called micromanaging.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for failure. And we've got pros, man. Scott, Six Shot Scott, he is a virtuoso on lead guitar. He really is. Like, he played Yes songs for his high school talent show, XYZ, I think it is. I'm probably just butchered the title of that. I don't listen to Yes. Sorry, Scott. But he is phenomenal. He plays the Skinnerd solo, both parts. He
Really?
plays it all.
God,
Yeah.
dang.
And Tristan Howard, Half Moon, he's on the steel guitar. He plays dobro. He plays pedal steel. Is what's the other thing? Anything that goes in your lap and you have like a slide or a
He can play it.
Yeah, and he is always playing it.
That's
Like,
this guy right here.
that's that guy right there. Exactly.
He looks like a. But hold on, before we go talking about the other members of the band,
Can we talk about how you look like a rabbi? You
Sure.
digging tunnels in New York part time?
hold on, and before we get to that, I want to stay on the steel.
Yeah.
Can you just zoom in on Homeboy here? He looks. If I had,
Is
to
he
guess,
sitting on a drum?
That is a special stool for steel guitar players. And I don't understand it.
This guy looks like Rain Man playing a steel guitar. Like, he looks like a savant. That's meant to be a compliment, by the way. You know,
he is.
He is, like, in the zone. There could be a happening right now, and he's going to finish this chorus. You know what I mean?
I'd say
like,
that's accurate, actually.
Dude, he looks like a savant. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
And then, also, you look like you dig tunnels under a synagogue in New York.
That's what I was going for specifically.
Did you see that on the news?
No.
Yeah. We talked about this a couple weeks ago or a week ago. I can't remember if it was Janice. Both comedians were back-to-back weeks. That's why I'm mixing them up. But it was Chris Izzy, and I don't think it got recorded, the other comedian. But we were talking about these... there was like a Jewish commune like gathering under a synagogue in New York City where they were doing the city was doing work to the pipes underground or something, and that's where these these Jewish folk were hanging out, and they were having like prayer and like dancing and stuff.
There's some guy on the first floor apartment building. He's like, I hear Yiddish, like I hear it below my floor,
and they're just prescribing a medication. They're like, it's in your head, man.
They were like, dude, it's not Poland in the 40s. Fucking chill, dude. You know what I mean? And they were like, just relax.
No, Anne Frank is in my basement right now,
bro. And then they fucking go down into the sewers, these federal officers and municipal officers, and they shut down this like Yiddish this Jewish fucking block party they were having underneath a synagogue.
Wow.
It was wild, dude.
That's the alternate script for the first Blade movie. Wesley Snipes is like, oy vey.
He's got a fucking girl coming down, dude.
He can't fight vampires. He's all verklempt.
Yeah, all the vampires. Shabbat shalom.
That's madness.
It's so hot in here. Oh, no. Oy vey. Smells so bad. No, but dude, shout out to there was like news clips of like this Jewish like party getting broke up, and there were guys in black top hats like jumping out of pews with their curls bouncing everywhere. It was wild. It was it was comedic and also very unfortunate. I don't know what happened with it, but that's why he said that. But also, you do kind of look like a rabbi. Kinda. But no, you guys have a very unique look on stage, that's for sure. And I really do. I'm not joking. The Corner of First and Lonely. This album it is faster than what I was used to.
Sure.
That's just what I hang on to. Like from your other stuff that I had heard with the Cameron Tabor Band, but obviously two different projects. But I think I would call it fast grass. But you don't think that you would call it fast grass?
Well, okay. So Tristan Howard is playing the steel. Mm-hmm. He also plays guitar in a bluegrass band. It's called Nectar Valley, and so he plays all kinds of stuff. He's not above playing an upright bass.
Ooh, I like a cello.
It's not a cello. It's an upright bass. A cello you sit down and play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot,
and it's
I'm fucking dumb.
Isn't the cello in a different clef?
Well, all right, we kind of touched on this last time, and I think that there is some kind of tenor clef that like cellos and like
the viola, right?
Viola, there's some woodwinds that are in this thing. I was listening to this today thinking, geez, I'm such a loser.
Alto.
Yeah. Barry Sachs is in it, I think. But he plays all these instruments. He is in a bluegrass band. You can't have drums and be bluegrass. I didn't know. But
now that I think about it, there are no bluegrass bands with like percussion really in them.
Don't bluegrass bands have like that washboard sometimes too?
Yeah, you could get by with something like that.
That's technically percussion.
But
technically,
that's getting. I don't know. And Tristan, you'll have to tell us if jug bands count as bluegrass, because with that washboard, you expect like a wash tub bass, which is just a string tied to a hole in a wash tub with a stick, and you're just moving it down that stick and making the wash tub make the note, which I guess you're just kind of like in the ballpark.
I feel like you're describing my childhood.
You grew up with a lot of Emmett Otter, you know.
I grew up with making shit out of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
which is really roots music. Well, if whether it's a wash tub bass or a bucket drummer in an urban background, you know, it's somebody using what they've got to get where they're going, no matter what.
Yeah, that's intriguing, dude. You think that looks like a nice maple branch, honestly. This dude just put. Has this guy even ever been in the woods? Jesus Christ!
No.
Get the fuck.
Do
out
all
of here,
bass
dude.
players wear Chuck Taylors?
Not all of them, just the best ones.
Just the best. You are sporting those Chucks today, I see. Very classy.
yeah.
And damn, those are clean, dude.
Thanks,
those are
man.
like,
They're-
what are those, like 4 hours old?
They're generally just for stage. I don't normally see asphalt or anything.
Okay.
So.
Good deal. Good
So
deal.
what was it like getting? So this album, you were a part of this, getting
Yeah.
it cut and everything. So what was it like? You become a part of the band, and then they're like, "Hey, we have this album," or what's that process like for you guys?
Well, we were playing a bunch of original songs, and we knew we needed to get something out. So we scheduled time with Spencer Studios in Harned, Kentucky.
Harned?
Harned.
Harned.
Yes, Harned. And
Okay.
Dustin Spencer owns these studios. He was the drummer for Jericho Woods. And
Okay.
they had like a musical change in direction, and he decided it was time to stop touring. And this little house that he's got, I think it's got like $50,000 worth of microphones in there. Like it's a serious studio, good isolation booth. And being a drummer, he knows how to mic drums. You know, and his method was really good. Like we did all the drums first, then we did rhythm and vocal scratch tracks, then lead guitars went in. No, maybe it was bass and then leads, but there wasn't a lot of tear down and setup in between each thing, so it was a very lean process. And we recorded this whole album in 3
Which is
days.
very cost effective for you guys too, right?
It was. It let us spend more money on his time to edit. So when all this stuff is laid down, there's a million little like fret noises and breaths and coughs and all that stuff that's got to be
zings and yeah. Yep.
all that's got to be trimmed out. You guys know because you're editing audio and video.
I just leave it in there, dude. It makes it more organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me turn real fast.
No, man. But no, I get it. And the name of that studio again was what?
Spencer Studios.
Spencer Studios. Now, there's a really nice one up in Brown County, I think, that we talked about with another musician, Rush Slocum. Was it Brown County? I think.
I don't know. I got chronic memory loss.
But he smokes a lot. What we're getting at here is the gentleman to the right of the Strangers, that White album. Yeah. His name's Rush Slocum.
Okay.
Solo artist, but he does his own percussion. It's a lot of it's like almost kind of like spoken rap, but
It's like
Alright.
21 Pilots fucked.
yeah, if you know who 21 Pilots is, he has that kind of vibe to him. He's pretty good. He's really good, actually. I really like his music.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, he kind of does have like a Bob Dylan vibe to him. You know what I mean? But he went to a place up in Brown County, and I really thought that was my favorite part of the interview with him. Was we talked about his recording studio, and for the life of me, I can't remember. You could probably look on the back of the CD and see who it was. But up in Brown County, I believe, they have like this, like you said, tens of thousands of dollars worth of studio mics and singing rooms and piano rooms and etc. But they also have a fucking Airbnb built in.
Right on.
So it's like built for people to like come from out of town. They're like promoting talent from everywhere. Just like come here, spend 2 or 3 days with us, stay here, wake up, record, go to sleep, wake up, record, go to sleep.
What do you
I thought that was pretty cool.
So like what parts do you think you played the biggest role in on the album? Like was there any songs that like
did you have any say, or like did you have like any input where you were like, hey, this is high, this is low?
Yeah,
maybe less
I get
that?
to play bass however I want on any of this stuff, but that doesn't mean that you don't go out of the realm of what the song is asking for. You know, like all these songs, they exist already, and like in this instance, James was the channel. He wrote these songs down out of his heart, out of his mind, out of the ether, wherever. And then he presents them to us. And his team gets to decide, okay, well, I hear this steel guitar part here, and I hear this lead guitar part here.
Yeah.
And the bass should go like this right here.
So there wasn't much lyric tweaking?
No, not at all. Because when he played them for us, they were already perfect. You know, like there's not been one lyric on this whole album that I thought, yeah, you know what, I would have said this here. And when you listen to an album, like a whole album, especially what's been released in 2024, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the best country release of 2024 all over the whole world. Because anything else you pick up, you can go through it and you will find a weak lyric. There's not a weak lyric on this record.
So Mike Posner released an album before he walked across the United States. And he, in the intro, says that if you don't have time to listen to this album in chronological order from start to finish, please don't listen to the album.
I got you.
Do you think this is an album where you need to start at track 1 and go all the way to track 10, or?
Well, you can start at track 1 and go to track. There's 12 on there listed, but for people that's got hard copies, you might find a little something extra. But yeah, start to finish, it's an album. It's an album of work. And there's not one song that doesn't belong on there. There's not one lyric that doesn't belong on there.
I want to take a moment to take a little bit from both of you. So he was asking, from you, Tom, you were asking a little bit about like what were you allowed to impose in this album? And then coming from you, I want to go back to the beginning of the interview when you said, essentially, I don't know, I can't word it the way you did because you felt it when you said it, but essentially you said music is just a juxtaposition of sound and emotion.
Sure.
So like taking those two combined pieces, I want to ask this question. During the creation of this album as the bass player, did you have a way to... You already know what the song feels like and sounds like, and you've played it 100 times, but during recording, did you ever have a time where you were able to like add a little paprika of emotion to a song? And if so, what does that look like for a bass player? Is it a little tremolo? Is it a little slide? Or what is, and so you did have that opportunity?
The song Redemption? No, it's Limbo. So there was no bass line for any of these songs.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do sets the motion and rhythm to everything. Now, I'm working with an excellent drummer. Red Flint is his stage name.
Is he an Indian? That sounds like an Indian name.
He's an
Red
Irishman,
Flint.
Actually.
He's an Irishman?
Yeah.
Mad respect, dude.
He's the reddest motherfucker you're ever going to see. Like,
drink us all off the table.
He can't be in the sun.
A lot of sunscreen.
Back to vampires.
East side, west side. He's walking on the shady side.
Dude. Always has a hat on. Always protect the brow.
He's the most prepared guy in the entire band. He's like having a full-time Boy Scout. Like, if there's a problem, he's got a solution. I've watched him solder lights to get a show going.
I feel like you have to be, as an Irishman, always prepared. You know what I mean? It's genetically, it's in your coding because, like, come on.
Potato famine.
That's where I'm going.
Sure. Yeah.
See? You read my fucking mind. Tom, we are all too much alike. Yeah, tip to tip. But you're always ready. You know what I mean? They said, I don't fucking care. I'll eat raw potatoes. Let's fucking make it, dude.
That's right.
No, but nice, dude.
So what do you think you learned, like, in making this album? Like, did you learn something?
Well, I've gained a lot more confidence in myself in recording, because the day before we were recording these songs, I didn't have anything like nailed down about what I was going to play exactly. And so I would take these recordings of just the acoustic guitar and the vocal and figure out the bass lines, and then wake up the next day and go play them. And in Limbo, it starts with a bass solo. Now, it's super high up in the register. It sounds like a guitar, but it's bass. And then the way the bass line kind of growls and moves around underneath it, it creates this sense of foreboding. And the song is a warning, don't go down this path. And so my goal is to serve the song, serve the lyrics, the whole thing, but I also have a great deal of freedom that it'll change the whole song. Bassists do. Like, when you change the root note of the chord, you change the whole feel, everything that's happening. So I don't take that lightly. If I fail, everything fails.
The groove dies.
Exactly.
Real human centipede type situation going on.
For sure.
I mean, kind of. That's the first thing that popped in my head. I don't know why. But if the middle one dies, it's like not looking good for everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the base. All right, never mind. Away from that, I digress.
But the band is so deep with with Tristan Howard, Half Moon Hank being multi-instrumentalist, Red Flint being a multi-instrumentalist because he's not just a drummer. He's probably the most underrated dude in the whole band. He's got a killer voice. All right, our very first show was over close to Owensboro. It's this bar close to Uncle Lee's, the gun shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk in, and there he is. He's the redheaded dude with like the Terminator glasses and the coat on. Yeah,
looking like a fucking assassin.
Absolutely. I walk in this place, and he's clean shaven. His hair's slicked back, and he looks like he's 12 years old. And he's singing on a microphone. He's going, "Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to carry me home." And I was like, who is this fucking kid?
Is this at Freddy's?
That is
Farrell's.
There
Farrell's.
you go.
Yeah.
It is at Farrell's. The Days Grimm world comes
Full
circle.
There
Farrell's
you
is
go.
the shit. If you ever go to Madisonville, to any of our listeners, you better stop and get you a damn Farrell burger.
Dude, I need to go. I need to go there, and I need to go to Lexington. Moreover, to
I should have
Proud
brought
Mary.
you guys some Farrell's burgers.
Oh man, Brian would have sucked your dick.
Dude, honestly,
I'm going to get Farrell's burgers right now.
I don't know that that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'll tell you what.
But
That's in it. So he has this just overall like musical. Is he the savant in the group? Is he Rain Man?
They all are.
They're
They
all Rain,
are in their own ways.
They're the Rain
Like,
Men.
That guy right there, he can sing. He's probably got 4 octaves because his falsetto voice is dead on. Like his pitch is dead on. His tone's good. He plays the bass. He plays the 12-string guitar. He could do the whole thing by himself. He believes in the mission, and we're all in. You go over to Half Moon Hank, right there. That's the guy. Dobro, bottleneck slide, pedal steel, upright bass,
Oh, this is the guy I said looked like Rain Man originally on stage.
harmonica. He's been killing it on the harmonica.
I
backing vocals.
love a harmonica.
Oh yeah,
A nice train call.
yeah. I can't do shit with a harmonica.
Get that train call going, dude. That gets my fucking nips.
Yeah, he does it all. He does it all.
Damn.
And then our lead guitarist, he's got the cigarette hanging out. That's our lead singer. That's James Elliott.
Where's the cigarette hanging
There,
out? Oh,
that
he
guy
is.
right there. He lives and breathes the electric guitar. He knows more about tone than I'll ever know. I've watched him just improvise the most amazing guitar solos and then repeat them over and over and over. When it was just off the cuff the first time, it's like, yeah, I think I went over here. I think I went over there. And we listen to him, and like the only difference will be there'll be slight differences in the phrasing of what he played the first time.
Yeah.
And chicken picking, it's come like he plays with his fingertips.
He looks like somebody that would have nice teeth. I don't know what that really.
I've not got in his mouth real good.
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't know where I'm even going with that comment. I just feel like for someone who smokes cigarettes, I feel like he probably has really nice teeth.
Still,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on him about the smokes. But,
Yeah.
you know, what are you going to do? He's
Yeah,
like
no, I get it,
22.
man. I get it. So
And then James Elliott,
there's the man.
the lyrics flow easy. I've watched him write. He wrote this song, Gobble Goober, on the front porch of the drummer's house where we were 3 days in.
Is that what you call a girl in Kentucky with no teeth?
Gobble Goober,
No,
dude.
you call her Mrs.
Call her my girlfriend. No, I'm just teasing.
Call her
What
my
is a
sister.
gobble goober? I got to know.
Well, so the right way to tell the story is that James was out fishing in the Peabody Mines, and
Okay.
he saw something moving, and in the
Like
water.
Like a Loch Ness monster situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
He turned to get away, and it was up on the shore before he even knew it. And he's lucky, man. He almost got.
Shoo.
Yeah. So we don't have any pictures of the Gobbergooble yet. We're hoping to get out in the wilderness and encounter this thing again.
It's like a snipe. You ever been snipe hunting?
I've been snipe hunting.
Man,
Yeah.
dude, them some bitches will get you.
They will.
You ever been
not
snipe
watching.
hunting?
Is that what you call a sniper in Vietnam?
No, snipe hunting. You never been snipe hunting?
No.
I have to take you sometime. Butterfly net,
that's
whistle,
the only way to really explain
flashlight.
it. Yeah.
Get them out there and get them in the wild.
Yeah. It's dark now.
No, but so you guys are really kind of this just like I would love to hear the stories of how they all met too. God, like I would love to we need to get the full band in here sometime, I swear, dude.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But so being this deep in now, what is your favorite thing about so far this group of folks that you're with?
Well, it's the relationships.
Yeah.
There's some of this is the benefit of younger generations because everyone's...
don't go giving him credit yet. Hold on now.
Well,
hold on now.
Emotional intelligence does not equate to tranquility, but it does so in this band. Like I've noticed a lot of younger people are more able to say, I'm upset because of this thing happening.
Yeah.
And, whereas older people would just be like, I'm mad, I'm breaking it all. Yeah. And, like, okay, can we dial that back and let's talk about it? No. But so most of these guys in their 20s, James is like 33. I think he just had a birthday. So
nice.
Everyone's really able to convey what they're feeling emotionally. We don't have any resentments in this band. Like none.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important.
Well, and that's the signs of like a band that'll stick together. Is that like
that brings up a good question. So like the bands that should not have made it, you know what I mean? Like a good example is like Queen probably should not have made it. They just shouldn't have under the given circumstances. They weren't always called Queen, but before Queen, they shouldn't have made it to Queen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think are some attributes of bands that like, I mean, maybe they're the greats or maybe they're bands that or maybe they're you guys, but what are some attributes that like prove that a band is made to last? Like Led Zeppelin, the Stones, not the Beatles, Yoko Ono.
Right.
I'm joking, but what are some attributes that like stand out to you think?
Okay, so a band is a marriage, and with multiple people come multiple problems generally. So in marriage, you've got to be able to grow together.
Yeah.
That is the only way because people don't stay stagnant generally. Now if you got a stagnant person, that's its own problem to work with, say it's in a marriage. But as a good example would be the Eagles. They were able to grow. Now, they lost some members, gained some members over the long haul. But for a long time, it was this core of people that were doggedly committed to making music with one another. The reason why the Yellowbanks is going to be around for a couple albums is, there's a couple albums worth of material written already. We got to get this shit down. But we're able to resolve conflict in the moment. And once it's gone, it's gone. No one's hanging on to resentment. So all the components to make a successful relationship are at play. They're just spread out over 4, 5, 6 people, depending on the makeup of the band. Like I talked about the Cold Stairs last time in part of the stories. They've expanded to add a bass player. Everybody knows their role in that band. They're all doing it. It's even more successful than it was. Some bands are successful despite the lack of growth, and I would call that Guns N' Roses. Like everything that they have put out that's been wildly popular was written. It was all written before Appetite for Destruction was ever released. There was a November Rain. So they had this massive burst. They ruled the world. They played the biggest concerts on the planet. And then they ran through that material. They haven't produced anything since.
Then Slash went solo.
Got Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators.
And then fucking metal came on the scene and fucking shit got real fucking weird.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. They did, what was it? Slayer in Germany is the largest recorded concert ever.
I think it's the Big
No,
Four.
it wasn't. It was Nail in the Coffin. Who sings that song?
I'm not sure.
Final nail in the coffin last
Metallica has got a world record for a Moscow concert, but the Big Four of metal, Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, and Slayer.
Yeah,
they broke some records for attendance, but like Metallica is a good example. They've learned how to grow together
forever, dude,
and they're putting out stuff now. it just depends on how much you care about those guys. If you accept what they're putting out, or if you're like, okay, their best album was the Black Album, their best album was Master of Puppets, whatever it was, you know, they made it beyond that initial birthing point, and we have enough material to make it beyond this initial offering. Now the bar is set super high. You know, I can't go on to this second album and play any bass lick that I put on this first album. So it's going to push me to be a better musician. It pushes all of us to be a better musician.
Somebody's got to ask what fucking Bob Dylan's doing. Well, I guess he's a solo artist, really.
Yeah, he just does what he wants.
Makes it easier to just kind of cruise along. But
I saw you brought in a notepad. Is there anything you want to touch on?
Oh,
that we didn't touch on?
You came prepared with notes,
Sure.
man. Don't let us stop you.
You
So
know,
what do you got?
I'm a little less prepared than I was last time, but right now I'm really prepared to go.
We try to keep
take
it as stress-free as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you got stuff you want to bring up, what you got, man?
I appreciate it, man. I need to use the restroom.
Yeah,
Let's take a quick time out. Quick time out.
Here.
There we go. Stray dogs.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, they look like they're standing in a trailer right now.
They probably were.
Fuck yeah, dude. Those are my people.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, and we're back. Sorry, quick bathroom break. But yeah, you brought some notes, man. So
Yeah.
what do you got for us?
I wanted to touch on part of the story from earlier when I was really trying to figure out what was going on before I joined Yellow Banks. I was playing with that band from up north, and we did this show. It was at Whiskey River. It was the motocross, like, free-for-all event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the band that opened for us was Whiskey Richards and the Shindiggers. And out of that band, it was Colt Rickard, Jarrett Davis, and Catfish Fuquay. And they became the Stray Dogs. They had, I'm not sure what happened in that band, but they went off on their own and started making music. And Yellow Banks was playing a show. It was New Year's Eve, Stoner's Bar and Grill in Boonville. And we were having a great show. And we started getting phone calls that Colt Rickard had been in a car accident.
Oh, fuck.
Now, these guys, seeing Jarrett and Colt together, it was like seeing Dwayne Album and Dickie Betts together. Like, there was some magic there. And Catfish is killer lead guitarist. And they had this real organic substance that was unreplicable. And we started getting these phone calls as we're playing. Colt's been in a car accident. We'll get this phone call. Okay, he's been flown to Vanderbilt. We'll go back and play. We'll play to the next break. We get more messages. He's in intensive care. He's in ICU. We close the show, and our lead guitarist, Six Shot, rushes down there. Colt doesn't make it.
Damn.
Yeah. So the Stray Dogs are down one. And for the last, 40 days, we've been just kind of been consumed by it. And these music communities are tight. And this kid was young. He was hadn't been married long, so he's left a widow. And we're always going to wonder what could have been with him. You know, and his brothers, the Stray Dogs, they're still out there. You know, Jarrett's still writing songs and singing and pouring his heart out. We backed him up at this jam in Ohio County where we're raising funds for his burial expenses. And there's still some money to be raised out there. So if you guys will look up Aletha Fuquay, that's Colt's mother, on Facebook, there's an opportunity to buy T-shirts and merchandise to help contribute to his burial expenses. There's also a GoFundMe out there, but
we'll link the GoFundMe in the description.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, and please make sure we get that from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you guys whatever information. But the very first show that I played with Yellow Banks as an official member was the 420 show last year in Owensboro. And it was us and the Stray Dogs. It was us and the Whiskey Richards and the Shindiggers at the time. And we'd play a set, they'd play a set. And then we played one together. And we were having such a ball, man. It was a great time. And there's a noise ordinance in Owensboro. We played up to the minute that someone pulled the breaker. Like, the whole parking lot goes black. And we weren't done playing music. And so, out of the crowd of musicians and spectators, we sang Bohemian Rhapsody, all of us together, a cappella in the dark on 420. And me and Colt were there. Scott was right there next to him. You know, we were all connected the way music is supposed to. What I've been talking about on these episodes about making all the differences in the world go away. You know, there's no Republican, there's no Democrat, there's no underground Jew, there's no overground Baptist. You know, it's we're all humans experiencing the same emotion together in that moment. And I got to have that with Colt, and I've never forgot it. And so these phone calls are coming in, and we're playing these songs. And at one point in the night, we stopped the show and we prayed. Another point in the night, we stopped and we had everybody scream, you know, just as loud as they could. Like, if music and love could bring somebody back, we would have saved Colt that night. But there's only so much a human body can take. And the accident was severe. And I do believe that he passed comfortably. And I don't think there was ever a second in his life that he didn't feel like he was loved, because the amount of people that have come out of the woodwork to express love and gratitude for this young man has been unreal. So, you know, I want to leave you guys with this message. That what you've got inside you is important. Develop it. Share it with the world. There's only one you. We've all got a mission. We've all got something we've got to accomplish down here. Don't stop. Keep on going until you've accomplished that goal. You know, Colt's life was cut short, but he may have accomplished his goal. He may have brought people together that needed to be together. That this community needed to see how much love and respect we have for one another. You know, and his family, we're always going to miss him. His biological family, his musical family. You know, stray dogs are forever. And I'm so blessed to have gotten to know this guy. So if you guys have got, listener, if you've got a few nickels rubbing together and you want to help cover these burial expenses, you know, the family would much appreciate it. Go check out Stray Dogs Music on Spotify. Check them out on Facebook. It's real, and it's not going to stop. They've got a mission to continue themselves. So as the Western Kentucky tri-state area of musician lore continues to develop, Colt had the most rock and roll death that you can have, and the outpouring of love has been unreal. So
as we normally ask, as we go to wrap up the show, the dark moment, what pulled you through it? What do you think pulled you through the moment of his loss?
Oh, the love that the Stray Dog showed me just for being in the peripheral and seeing the outpouring of love of all his friends and family all around him after he was gone. You know, I hope to live a life that will reflect that kind of love when I pass. And I believe I'm doing so. But we wouldn't have made it without each other. So, Stray Dogs forever. Yellow Banks, I love you. You guys check us both out. Stray Dogs, Yellow Banks on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. The music keeps on.
And what about dates coming up? Do you have any dates that we want to put out before we put a bow on tonight?
They're on the website. We've got a little bit of lull in the action where I'm using that to catch up on stuff at home. Let's just scroll straight down. Okay, dang. There we go. Keep going straight down.
There we go. Upcoming dates.
Yeah, looks like. Next thing is Lock and Keel up there in Tell City. Tell City is a cool place. They got their own music scene going on. And Lock and Keel, we played outside last time. It will be inside because it's still March. But killer drinks, killer food. Come on out. We'll show you a good time.
Dude, little VFW post 696,
Now,
April 6th in Owensboro.
I'll drop the skinny on that.
Damn.
That is the coolest VFW I've ever been in. And those people are there to fucking party.
You haven't been on the one on Wabash of Flags, have you?
Well, hook a brother up, baby.
It is the largest VFW in the nation.
No way.
Here in Evansville on Wabash.
Right on.
Wabash of Flags is the largest VFW. If I'm not, I could be mistaken. Just search what's the largest VFW real quick, and then we'll sign this out. He sucks at Googling. But yeah, it's essentially it's fucking huge. They have like 3 bars. They've got a big like
that is big.
A big dance hall area. Then they just have like a bar hangout area. But it's very nice. But we got to get you a show there, dude.
Yeah.
You fucking knock that place down to the ground. But yeah, so VFW 696 in Owensboro on the 6th of April. And then it looks like Lock and Keel again, July 13th.
We got a bunch of shows that are not on there, so
socials. I'm assuming you guys are plugging all your shit on socials, right?
Absolutely. Be checking the Instagram, Facebook. We're getting crazy with TikTok.
Okay,
I don't
there
know
you
what
go.
that's about.
Well, the guys younger than you, I'm sure, are taking care of it.
Hope.
I'm 34. I'm turning 34 soon, and TikTok is too much for me.
Yeah. Felt.
No, man, but follow these guys on their socials, man. Links to all of those are going to be in the description for the episode. So check out our guys, and then also, check out Stray Dogs, man. And I'm eternally sorry for your guys' loss. That's horrible.
Much appreciated. Yeah.
But like you said, the mission drives on, dude. So music will prevail, dude. So yeah, man, I just can't thank you enough. You could have done anything for the last couple hours, but you came in and talked to the Days Grimm. So thank you so much, sir. I greatly appreciate you.
Thank you guys for having me once
again.
No
problem, dude. No problem. And there will be a third time. I am most certain. But guys, thank you again for tuning in. This has been another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My ankle hurts. I need some ice. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm, and this is
Professor Smith.
And this is Matthew Professor Smith. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate you.
And we're outroing on Good At It, right?
Good at it.
Good at it.
So
Thank you guys.
Enjoy this tune by Yellow Banks.
Well, I spent most of my young life in some kind of trouble with mom and dad, some woman or the law. Me and my friends were always high and shooting doubles. Some of the best times that I can't always recall. We were in the streets in
Hey guys, if you liked what you heard today, there will be a new episode next Tuesday, as well as every Tuesday at 6 a.m. So hit that subscribe button and let your phone do all the work for you.
back roads. Friday nights we'd meet down at the mall. We weren't always good, but we were always damn good at it. Being bad was all we ever had to do. We weren't always good, but we were always damn good at it. We all thought we had nothing left to lose. Campfire. We'd take trips and never leave the farm. Fall asleep in the woods under the moonlight. When the sun come up, we'd pile back in the car. I'll never forget those good times with my buddies. Those summer nights were near and dear to me. Yeah, we got old, but never did